Hey guys, good morning. Lovely to see you today. Today is a very gloomy and rainy day where I am, so I feel like today's workout needs to be really fun and fresh and energizing to get the day going. So I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Today's workout is going to be total body focused. We are going to be working our abs, our arms, our glutes, and our thighs. We're not going to use any equipment. So with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off on our mats, at the top of our mats, with the palms pressing into the floor. The wrists are below the shoulders. We're going to take the knees nice and wide here. And actually, we're just going to walk the hands a little bit further out in front of the shoulders, so really lengthen through the arms. Now we're just going to sink back onto the hips, coming into a child's pose, stretching and lengthening out through that tailbone. So really elongating the spine. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage. And as you slowly start to exhale through the mouth, I want you to come forward, bending at the elbows and just arching the spine. So get a nice arch there, roll the shoulders down away from the ears, gaze comes slightly up, and then we're gonna just push back, scooping the belly in and sitting back onto those heels, back into our child's pose, stretching and lengthening. Deep inhale here, and exhale, come forward, scoop into that arched spine, roll your shoulders back, enjoy the stretch, and then draw your abdominal wall toward the ceiling and ripple up back into your child's pose. Let's take a couple more of those. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, come forward, really arching through that spine. Hold for a moment, and then round the spine and sit back on the heels, lengthening through that tailbone. Nice work. Just move on your own breath at your own pace. Take a couple more of these. Enjoying the way it's waking up the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. Good. Last two. Nice work. And final one. Amazing work. Now we're going to bring the knees back to a parallel position. We're going to curl the toes, walk the hands a little bit further out in front, and then scoop up through the abdominal wall, lifting the abs, lifting the hips up toward the ceiling, flattening out the upper back. Take a moment here to really enjoy the stretch. If your knees need to be bent in order to get that height with the hips, then bend those knees and really lengthen through the spine. Nicely done. Holding here for 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to come forward into a plank position. We're going to hold strong in plank, so creating a nice flat line with the body. Now scoop up the abdominal wall up toward the ceiling. Now we're going to tap the right knee, tap the left knee, tap the right knee, tap the left knee for a total of 4 taps, and then we're going to push up and back into our downward dog, stretching and lengthening here. Nicely done. We're going to do the same thing again. Come forward. I'm going to tap the left knee first here. Tap. Alternating knees. Tap. Tap. And tap. Keeping that abdominal wall lifted back to plank. And then lifting the hips up into your downward dog. Good. We're going to take a few more reps of that. Coming forward. Nice flat line with the body. Tapping alternating knees for 4 taps in total. Holding for a second in plank and then pushing it up and back. Amazing work. Last 2 sets like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really broad across those shoulders. Nice work. Last set like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Plank and step it back into your downward dog. Amazing work. Take a moment here to stretch and breathe. We're going to come back into our plank and we're going to do a total of 10 knee taps before we lower down to the mat. So we're going to come forward, really nice strong plank here. We're broad across those shoulders, belly scooped in. Let's tap those knees. 1, 2, keeping that torso nice and stable. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're gonna hold in our plank for 5, 4, 3. Power up through those arms. 2, and 1. Gently lower the knees down to the mat. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna bring our wrists below our shoulders here, and we want our knees below our hips. We are going to go into some bird dog movements here, but we want to really make sure that we're nice and stable across our shoulders and nice and level across our hips as well. Then we're going to send the right arm out, send the left leg out, keeping those shoulders stable, keeping the hips level. We're going to lift the arm and the leg to torso height, and then tap the fingertips and the toe down to the mat. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on our 6th one, we're gonna hold, plug belly in, hold in a nice stable position. We're gonna pulse the arm and the leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Reach to opposite ends of the room with your toes and your fingertips for 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Amazing work. Okay, now we're going to take that over to the other side. Make sure you've got space. We're going to extend the right leg, extend the left arm. Make sure we're stable across our shoulders and hips as we level out to torso height, and then lower. Lift and lower. We've got 3, 4, 5, abs in, and 6. Hold it here. Lengthen. We're going to pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, abs in, 2, 1, and hold. Lengthen. Nice and long with those fingers, nice and long through the toes for 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Relax it down. Now, keeping the right arm fairly straight, we're going to lower the left arm down to the mat, and we're going to bring the left arm parallel with the top of the mat. The left fingertips are just covering the right palm here. So now we're in position where we can really open up through the hip on the right side. We're going to lengthen that right leg out long on a diagonal. Really stretch through those toes. Wake the body up here. We're going to start drawing circles in the air with that right leg. Nice big circles, but very controlled. So we're going to keep it slow. I'm circling forward. Trying my best to keep the torso still and stable while also keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Lengthening through that toe. If you need to make these circles a little smaller, that's fine. Just make sure you're moving with control. We've got 3, 2, abs in, and 1. We're going to switch direction of those circles. You might find that one direction is a little bit more challenging than the other. For me, going backwards is definitely tougher. So just slow it down and focus on that breath. Focus on that core engagement. Good. For 3, and 2, and 1. Hold on that diagonal, lengthen. We're going to bring the knee in, stretch the leg out, tap the toe down, and lift. Knee in, extend, tap it down, and lift. Working into that side booty as we lift that leg, really focusing on squeezing the glute and getting all those muscles in the leg contracted as we extend out through the pointed toe. Good. Nice work. Keep it up. Abs are in, working into the obliques a little bit here too. Nice work. We've got 3. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. And 2. Nearly there. We can do it. And last 1. We're going to extend and hold. And lengthen through that toe as we pulse. Little control pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one, and hold. Relax it down. Amazing work. I'd like you to take those knees nice and wide and just sink back into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose, regulating the breath, and slowly out through the mouth. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now before we do the other side, we're going to come up and we're going to do a couple more exercises. So we're going to stretch and lengthen through those arms, draw a nice big circle, releasing any tension in the shoulders. We'll take another one. Nicely done. Now we're going to bring the feet forward on the mat, coming into position for bridge. So we're going to roll down one vertebra at a time, bringing the spine down onto the mat, stepping the heels in so that they're below the knees. We want our hips, our legs hip distance apart here. We're going to press our palms, press the backs of the arms into the mat. The spine is in neutral. We're going to inhale here and exhale, tilt the spine back and peel it up off the mat one vertebra at a time. Never overextending so that we are arching in the low back. We want to create that nice flat line with the body. From here, we're going to lower a couple of inches and lift. So we're not thrusting again to the point where we are overarching through that spine. We're tucking the tailbone. We're gently squeezing the glutes, and we're contracting belly to spine as we breathe out to lift those hips. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good. Little controlled pulses up. Good work. Really focus on contracting your core. Although bridge work is really focused on the lower body, those hamstrings, those thighs and glutes, we also want to be contracting the navel down toward the spine, so we're protecting the low back. There's nothing worse than getting a sore low back from doing bridge work. You know you've been overextending if that's the case. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to hold at the top of that lift. We're going to open the knees wide and then bring them back to parallel. Open the knees wide, back to parallel. Good. So you're kind of rolling out onto the outside edges of your feet and then bringing them back flat on the floor as you bring the legs back to parallel. We're really focusing on the thighs here and that side booty area. Keep the hips elevated. Good. Keep breathing. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to parallel. Bring your arms overhead. Stretch and lengthen through those fingertips. Get as much length as possible. And then slowly roll your spine back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Amazing work. Now we're going to bring ourselves up into a reverse tabletop position, and we're going to target the arms. So we want to pull those elbows back behind us, fingertips pointing toward the heels. We want our legs hip distance apart, and we're going to lift up into that reverse tabletop position. So we're nice and open in the chest, elbows pointing back behind us, abs are engaged. We're going to lower and lift, lower and lift. If it's comfortable for you, you can lift your toes up off the mat and just dig your heels into the floor, pushing up through the heels of the hands, pushing up through the heels. Good. And really mind muscle connection with the back of the arms. So we want the backs of the arms doing the work here to get that lift. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come up and hold. Stretch the right leg out. Stretch the left leg out. Lower the bum. And we're just going to fold over the body for a nice back body stretch. Ooh, I'm feeling stiff this morning. I haven't got as much flexibility as I normally have. That's okay. Just working with how your body feels today. So grabbing onto your calves, your ankles, or maybe even your feet if you have the flexibility to do so. Just drawing your upper body over your lower body and enjoying that stretch, dropping the crown of your head. We're going to hold here for 3 and 2. Stretch a little deeper for your final breath. Amazing work. Restack the vertebra, rippling up through the spine. We're going to come over onto the other side now. So we're facing in the opposite direction. We've got our left arm, which is going to stay relatively straight here, and we're going to lower the right forearm down onto the mat so that the right forearm is parallel with the top of the mat, and then we're going to extend the left leg out long. Now make sure your shoulders aren't coming up like this. We want to keep the neck long, keep the shoulders down away from the ears. So we're going to start drawing those circles. I'm moving forward on a diagonal, lengthening out through that big toe, getting as much length as possible. Good. Keeping that toe nice and pointed, working into those thighs, working into those glutes. We've got 3 and 2, abs in, last 1, and hold at the top of the movement. Now reverse those circles, opposite direction, circling back. Try to maintain your stability, try not to wobble around. Again, if you need to take a smaller circle, that's a good option. Good, keep moving, keep those shoulders relaxed. Nice work. We've got 3 and 2. These are tough. And last 1. Nice work. So now we're bringing the knee in. We're stretching the leg out. We're tapping the toe down and we're lifting. Knee in, abs in, tap and lift with a pointed toe. Good. Nice work. Nice and controlled. Slow, get that length through that toe, so really hold it on the extension for a second before lowering and then squeezing the bum at the top of the lift. Good. Good work. Keep it up, keep breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth at your own pace, just keep it steady. Good. We've got 2. Last 1. Extend. Tap it down and lift. And now we're holding it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Lift an inch higher. And lower down. Good work. Okay, lower your knee down to the mat. Take the knees really nice and wide, bringing the big toes together. And keeping the bum elevated, the hips elevated, we're going to come into puppy pose here. So just a moment to regulate the breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Stretch the spine. Two more breaths here. Last one. Amazing. Slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Give your shoulders a roll. And then we're going to bring the feet forward on the mat. And we're going to spend some time targeting our abs. So roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time. We're going to interlace the fingers, taking them behind the head. So we're going to let the head rest nice and heavy in the hands. Legs are hip distance apart, feet are planted into the floor. From here, we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to lift into a simple crunch. We're holding for a split second at the top and then lowering. So we're inhaling to prepare for the crunch. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And lower. And lower. So as you breathe out, I want you to imagine a little piece of string pulling your belly button down toward the mat. So you're really engaging that core as you breathe out. You're keeping those elbows nice and wide. Good. We've got 5 and 4. Lift those shoulder blades up off the mat for 3, and 2, and final 1 like this. Now we're going to change up the breathing pattern a little bit. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lift an inch higher. And exhale to lower down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lift higher. And exhale your way down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lift a bit higher. And exhale your way down. Good. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale a little bit higher, hold, and exhale your way down. Keep it up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lift higher, and exhale your way down. 3 more sets. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Good work. Amazing. Now we're going to bring the legs into a tabletop position so the knees are above the hips. We've got the legs pressing together. If you feel like your low back is coming off the mat quite a lot, bring your knees a little bit closer in towards your chest. We're going to bring the arms overhead and exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Picking those shoulder blades up off the mat, bringing the arms parallel with the floor and reaching away with those fingertips. Good. So you're really getting a lot of length through those arms as you come up, picking those shoulder blades up off the mat, flattening your abdominal wall down toward your spine, down toward the mat. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Lower and lift. Challenge yourself by picking yourself up just that little bit higher each time. Good, as we work those upper abs. Nice work. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and final 1. Come up and hold. Pulse those fingertips away from you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Amazing work. Now we're going to do a similar movement. We're going to bring those legs into tabletop. We're going to widen the legs, and then the arms come overhead. And as we bring the legs together, we curl and crunch up. So we're lowering, widening the knees, and then we're curling and crunching up, squeezing the thighs together. Lower, widen, exhale up, squeeze thighs together. Lower and lift. So I want you to really envision a seam running up the middle of your body, and we're really tightening that seam, tightening both sides of the rectus abdominis together as we curl and crunch up. We're flattening that abdominal wall and tightening up through the core. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl and crunch up. Nice work. We've got 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Relax the feet down to the floor and just rock your knees from side to side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. For 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the knees back to center. We're going to bring the legs back into tabletop. And now we're going to add an extension through those legs. So we're inhaling here and we're exhaling, crunching up, extending the legs, squeezing them together. Lower and extend. So now we're bringing those lower abs into it, working the upper abs and working the lower abs. Now, if you feel like your low back is coming off the mat, bring your legs higher.
You can also have a gentle bend in those legs as you extend, as a slightly easier option. Good. Just keep moving. Abs in as we curl up. We've got 4, 3, 2, breathe it out to lift, and final 1. Hold it here, bring the knees in toward the chest. Now if it's too much, you can lower head, neck, and shoulders. Otherwise, keep them elevated as we extend and bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug the knees and the arms in. Inhale, extend, belly to spine to bring it in. Now, if you want to do a couple of reps with your head, neck, and shoulders down on the floor, and a couple of reps with them lifted, moving between the two positions, that's a good option. But if you start to feel a lot of strain in your neck, or if you're not able to contract your belly to your spine while doing this movement, I'd like you to place your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat. And just really focus on that abdominal wall, drawing down toward the mat every time you bring the arms and legs in and you breathe out. We've got 3, 2, last 1. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your legs down to the mat, lower your arms down. Amazing work. We're gonna bring ourselves onto our bellies here and take a moment to stretch. So we're taking our hands on either side of our shoulders and we're gonna peel ourselves up into an abdominal stretch. If you need to keep your forearms down on the floor for this, that's fine. Just really enjoying a nice elongated stretch through those abdominals. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to bring ourselves into an all fours position. We're going to step both feet back so that we're in plank. We're going to pick the right leg up and then fold it under the body, coming into pigeon pose. Enjoying a nice stretch deep into that hip, into the glute area. Relax your shoulders down and then just melt over the lower body if that feels good. You can rest your head on your hands and just enjoy a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Bring yourself back up. We're going to step both feet back into plank. Lift the left leg, lengthen through the toe, and then fold the left leg under the body, coming into pigeon pose on the opposite side. So we'll sit up for a couple of breaths, really stretching and lengthening. And then if it feels good, we can fold it down over the lower body and just get really deep into the hip here with this stretch. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last breath. We're going to take the hands on either side of the shoulder, step the feet back, flex through the heels, and lift those hips up toward the ceiling. Stretch and lengthen through the spine. You might feel a little bit more flexible than you did when we first started out. See if you can draw those heels a little bit closer down toward the mat. Now we're going to pedal out those heels. So alternating heels coming down to the floor. Keep stretching that spine. Keep that upper back nice and flat. Let your head hang between your shoulders. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Level out the heels. Lower the knees down toward the floor.
Sitting on your knees, we're gonna lift our arms up and draw some nice big circles, melting away any tension in those shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last one. Lift and lengthen. And we are done. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that workout. I hope it made you feel really good. And at whatever point you are when you watch this in your day, I hope the rest of your day is amazing. And I look forward to working out with you again next week. Have a great afternoon, have a great morning, have a great evening, and I will see you soon.